church do you attend?
Right now, I'm kind of in between churches.
What's up, world? It's your girl Brittany, and today I'm here with the beautiful Miss Adrienne Bailon. How are you?
I'm good.
Okay.
Excited about everything that's going on.
I know, because you have a lot going on.
It's a big day.
Yeah. Okay, so In Love with a Church Girl.
Yeah.
You and Ja Rule are starring together in a movie that looks like such a sweet love story, but it has a different twist on it.
It's got some edge to it. I think it's great. It is a faith-based movie that pretty much gives a great story of redemption. That there are second chances, how somebody's life can completely be turned around.
Right.
And I think for me, I love the message that your past does not determine your future. So I play the church girl, Vanessa Leon, and yeah, I'm so proud of this project. It definitely was for me a passion project, something I really wanted to do.
Seeing the trailers and stuff, you and Ja Rule have a lot of natural chemistry. You guys vibed immediately. It's oh, they look so good together. Even though it's your characters, it's I saw the energy that you guys exchange, just the way you guys talk to each other.
John and I've known each other for years, so we were so grateful for that. I think what you see is the comfortability. Mm-hmm. Knowing each other for years and being like brother and sister on TV, that on a screen, that is captured as great chemistry, because there's a comfortability there. And I think that was great. I was so grateful that I was paired up with somebody that I actually knew that I was comfortable with. Yeah.
So
and he's fun. He's so much fun.
He seems like a lot of fun. Yeah. And then I was looking at the movie. I'm oh my God, he was so skinny then, but now he's all swole. He's solid muscle.
He's Diesel.
Yeah.
He's Diesel. That looks like a superhero right now. What is so bad about going to church?
God don't want somebody like me in his church, okay?
Sunday
It's like a sold-out show.
This is the best show on earth.
And then that was kind of also the time when you started transitioning into starting your own music career and BLW and all that stuff, right?
No, that was years later. But for me, I grew up. I always loved singing, so I grew up singing in church.
Right.
Never thought that I would be able to get into the industry because I had no connections whatsoever. I don't have a famous father or a celebrity agent mom or anything like that. So I didn't even know how to get into it, and it's crazy because God really does have a plan for everybody's life. I randomly was doing my internship in high school at Beth Israel, and somebody walked in and was like, "Yo, Ma, you sing?" And he was like, "I'm scouting for some little girl group. This manager is trying to put a girl group together," and it was 3LW.
Wow.
And for that audition, I sang His Eyes on Sparrow. Wow. And Preciosa. I used to listen to a lot of Latin music growing up as well. Was it
actually kind of hard for you though to because you grew up in the church and everything, the music industry is basically the polar opposite of church, everything's a lot of stuff that goes on. Was there times where you're okay, maybe this is a little bit too much for me? No, I think, I know it sounds crazy, I feel like I was meant to do it because it never felt that way to me. I never felt pressured. I think everything also is what you make it to be, and I had a great positive experience. I worked really hard, yes, and sometimes I was, exhausted, hours in the studio, but I loved it, so it always was a great experience for me. The other thing is, obviously being a girl that grew up singing in church, people looked at my mom though how could you let your daughter sing for the world? And I will never forget that my mom one time told this woman, she was like, that the church is not in the four walls of this building. Right. She was like, my daughter can sing to all the saved congregation all day, but what does that do for the world that's out there? And her thing was, my daughter one day will be somewhere where she can minister maybe to a P. Diddy if that's, if she's hanging out with him. These are people that, we can't reach within the four walls of a church, but maybe my daughter can reach that person. So with that being said, after she told the lady that, my mom almost every single day, every time I'd go to whether it was an industry event, wherever I was going, she would send me a text message every day and be like, remember who you are.
Obviously, America saw one of my breakups actually pan out on television. But you didn't see how it really went down.
What happened?
Come on, behind the scenes. Let me tell you. I know that I was pretty much asked, Rob and I, when we broke up, we pretty much were we're not going to talk about it. It was private. We're going to keep it to ourselves. All good. And I think people would think that because I was cheated on, that I would go out and be like, he cheated on me.
I would've.
I didn't want to do it that
way. So, what else are you working on?
The Real, hopefully.
Wait, okay, so
2014.
You guys are coming back.
Fingers crossed. We haven't gotten the word yet, but we're hoping.
Okay, because I had read something where it said you guys were coming. You guys were coming back, and then they said it was canceled. I was like, what the hell?
That was completely false.
Okay.
We don't have the word yet.
I got really sad for a second.
That's
because all summer, I watched you guys.
We had a great time, so I'm excited to hopefully get back to that.
Everybody get back, because I know you guys are kind of busy right now anyways. Like
Tamar's about to go on tour. Yeah, I just saw her yesterday. We hung out. She just released her video, so I think we built such a great sisterhood doing that show. We had such a great time. So we're all excited to hopefully get back to that.
Yeah.
I have my nail polish line, Fingertip Fetish, that launched. It's a luxury vegan polish line, and it's available online at fingertipfetish.com. And going back into the studio to record music. Yeah, getting back to music.
Yeah.
Finally, it makes sense now,
Yeah.
After all this time, I think doing the reel, I never would have thought that doing the reel would have helped music. Does that make sense? Because somebody would be like, oh, now you're a talk show host.
Right.
But it's crazy that now that people got to know me on that show and we're like, oh, we get who she is now.
We like her. Yeah, she's cool.
That makes sense for my music now, because now when I'm singing about personal things that I've gone through, you'll listen to it and be like, oh, that's the girl that sits in the seat all the way to the right on the reel. Like, we feel her. And then, now with the music coming back, going back into the studio with Neo, so it's just working out the way it's supposed to.
How is it like working with him?
Neo's like a brother, so he ships me into shape, like, get in the studio, do this, do what you gotta do. He's an incredible writer. Just watching him write. Sometimes I have to listen to the Neo records and be like, remember this was my ringtone on my sidekick, and then I remember that it's Neo. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because now that I know him and we're so close, I don't get into that mode of like feeling like a fan, but then I listen to the songs and I'm such a fan. But he's amazing in the studio. I've never seen anybody more talented than him in writing. It literally is like shocking to see him just sit down and be like, okay, that's a dope concept, and in 5 minutes he has a song written and he's in the booth recording it. It's the craziest thing. So I really admire him. He's just so talented. Yeah. And I obviously feel honored to be a part of his family, his label family. Hey, what's up? I'm Adrienne Bailon, and you're watching Global Grind TV.